Morning Blitz begins now.
Good morning. Good morning. 6:06. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. Little fun with Brian Regan there.
I love that guy.
Dude is funny, man.
I like it when he kind of like bends at the knees a little and sort of shrugs his shoulders, bounces around. He is great.
Yeah, I heard that. I had Pop-Tarts this morning, so I was thinking about that clip of him.
You did have Pop-Tarts?
Yes.
What kind?
S'mores.
S'mores is your favorite.
S'mores. Love s'mores. With my scrambled eggs and my banana.
Okay, a little sweet treat there at the end.
Yeah.
All right, did you toast them up? Like, I like them darkly toasted.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Yeah.
I knew you would.
Don't tell me you eat them raw.
You're a crispy fan.
Yes.
You know, you like the crispy edges of the brownie and not the middle of the brownie.
Yep.
You know, so I knew that about you without you even telling me.
What's your preferred way of eating a Pop-Tart?
18 seconds in the microwave.
No kidding. Microwave it.
I like it soft and gooey.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I can see that. Is it like frying the roof of your mouth at 18 seconds, or is it just the right temperature?
No. If I go 19 or more, then yeah, there's I might get a shot of the chocolate syrup inside there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've with my microwave specifically, 18 seconds is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the ones that you think are burned, but I think are done just right.
So yeah, you want it toasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And give me a brown sugar cinnamon.
I did know that. Yep. I knew that.
All right. I didn't think you were a Pop-Tart guy really on the regular. Is this just a...
No, maybe once a week.
All right.
Yeah, I don't eat them every day.
Yeah.
I usually have, some sort of breakfast bar. But I kind of count Pop-Tart as a breakfast bar.
That puts you in a good mood, for
yeah,
sure.
Man. Sure.
All right.
I like a blueberry muffin. Love a blueberry muffin.
The muffin top.
Man, they're fattening.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. What is it? Because store bakeries sometimes will have great blueberry muffins, but why do they have to put the big old glob of sugar on top of it?
Excuse me? That's the best part.
No, it's not. It takes away.
Oh.
I think it takes away from it. And
disagree.
it just adds a bunch of sugar.
Well, then we could get one single blueberry muffin. I'll take the top and all the sugar, and you can eat the stump.
Okay.
Do you remember the Seinfeld episode where the muffin top episode where they tried to donate the stumps to the homeless?
Oh, that's right.
And they said the homeless don't want your stumps.
But really, it's so good. It doesn't need all that extra sugar.
I disagree too. We eat our breakfast treats differently. I like tons of sugar, well done, and you like
well, you're
a little
skinny
less.
over there. You don't have to worry about your weight.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like you would like it anyway. You don't prefer it that way. You don't prefer the tons of sugar. You said it takes away from the taste.
It does a little, but really it's more about the calories and just the extra sugar. I don't need it. And I like the muffin's great the way it is. It's already so sweet. I can taste it. When I can taste and feel the sugar in my mouth over the muffin, that's too much.
Well, I'll debate you on this all day if you want.
If you want to put a little sprinkle of it, that's fine. Because even a blueberry muffin recipe calls for a sprinkle of sugar on top. But they just coat. It's just like
maybe you're better off making your own.
I did, and I just got tired of making them. Yeah. So maybe I should go back to doing that. But yeah, even the recipe calls for it. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. It's all right.
Trashman Dave says, this morning's dedicated to the crazy chick who's so tired of warm and dry weather. That would be me. I'm sick and tired of hot sunshine. Give me a little rain, some clouds. I'm really, really just sort of settling into being happy with cooler, wetter, cloudier weather.
You got it today.
Now listen, I'm not saying I want it every day, Trash Man Dave. That's not what I was saying. But I am saying that I'm kind of sick of it. I'm kind of sick of the heat and kind of sick of bright sunshine.
Well, as I look at the forecast through next Wednesday, the word sunshine does not exist on any one of these days. So
by the end of the week, I'll be like, where's the dang sun?
Right. And you're going to get plenty. You said a little rain. You're going to get a lot of rain today. Steady.
Okay.
all morning, just coming down.
I think I would really be thriving in an environment like Seattle, where they've got rain and fog a lot.
Sounds like your kind of city.
It does. I can move about under the cloak of darkness and fog. I really love that idea.
What is it? What is that over there? It's a shadow. A little skinny shadow. It's Kelly Quinn.
Everybody's wanting to know about your microwave situation with your Pop-Tart. Somebody said 18 seconds in the microwave.
Yeah.
That's Shane. Somebody else said, Eric from Dublin says, what wattage on your microwave?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Are you saying that's too much? 18 seconds is too long or not enough?
He just asked what your wattage was.
I honestly have no idea.
How do you know that? How do we find that out? Is it on the...
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But I don't know why. I mean, it's a good microwave. It's not very old.
Tony says a brown sugar Pop-Tart toasted and a little bit of butter on the top is the way he loves them. And then there's a place in Bellefontaine called One-Eyed Cookie Lab, and they have a brown sugar Pop-Tart cookie, and it's incredible.
Uh-oh. Where's it at?
Bellefontaine.
Oh.
The One-Eyed Cookie Lab.
The One-Eyed
It looks good. Whatever this picture is. Looks delish.
Well, next time I go to Indian Lake, I might have to make a little pit stop.
Yeah.
Because I go right through Bellefontaine there, so.
Nate says, I bet her attitude would be different if she worked outside every day.
Yeah.
You are right, Nate. My attitude would be so different. You're exactly right. I love to be inside cozy. It's outside. It's kind of like weird, cloudy, rainy weather. I'm inside. I'm with a hot tea. I'm watching TikTok videos. Oh, but you're right, Nate. If I was doing roofing or something, I'd hate that
Yeah,
weather.
you would. All right, Morning Blitz trivia, $25 to water beds and stuff and beds and stuff superstores. Going to the first person who can text in the correct answer at 99700. We just found out that Lady Gaga, who I think is a fantastic actress, you know, I'm not like jamming to her tunes, but I mean, she's very talented, but she's really a great actress. And she will be in season 2 of what show? She is going to be in season 2 of this show. Tell us the show at 99700. If you're first, we'll give you the gift card. Drowning Pool on the Morning Blitz, 624. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick. We got a text from Doug here. It says, wherever there's injustice, she's the shadow in the dark. She's the storm cloud of vengeance. She's right behind you.
Kelly
Yeah, I told Doug that kind of sounds like a lot of work, so pass on that.
You just want to hang out in the rain
I just
in
want to
Seattle,
hang out in the clouds, but not
Yeah.
outside like the other guy said, that I'd have a different attitude. Nate said I'd have a different attitude if I worked outside, and absolutely I would.
Yeah.
I'm an indoor gal.
Yes, you are. All right. Well, now you like to get out and hike and stuff.
Occasionally.
Yeah. You know, you love to walk your dog every day.
I don't love that at all.
But you're a good dog owner, so
I
you
am.
do it. All right, our Morning Blitz trivia question. Lady Gaga will be in season 2 of what show? Lady Gaga. And the answer is Wednesday.
Nice.
And I feel like you and Wednesday would get along very well because she's probably a fan of Seattle. You know, she wants it gray and
yeah.
cool and
Little cloud cover.
rainy. So
Give me some ambiance.
yeah, you and Wednesday would probably get along really well.
Sunshine is so basic.
Let's see. Currently filming with the crew in Europe. Don't know what her role is yet. But back in 2022, Lady Gaga went viral on TikTok for doing the Wednesday dance to a remix of her song Bloody Mary, which caught the attention of Jenna Ortega, who plays Wednesday, and said that Netflix would love for Gaga to join the show. If Lady Gaga were to be a part, I think it would have to be two monsters that understand each other. So, yeah, looking forward to that. That's, I mean, the first, you saw it, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I saw the first episode of the first season of Wednesday. I really liked it.
Yeah?
I wasn't in the mood.
Oh, okay.
And so I haven't been back. but I did like it, and I will come back to it.
Well, I remember when it came out, and I wasn't really thinking about it, and then we were talking about TV shows on the air one morning, and we started getting all these texts about Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, we binged it in one day. It was so good and all that. And I'm like, okay, so, fantastic show.
It's so visually appealing.
Oh, man.
It is a great show.
You know, and I mean, it's spin off of such an iconic, thing in the history of television. So, it was great, man. But, yeah, I could see you two hanging out together. You and Wednesday.
I don't know. She's got kind of a bad attitude.
Like I said, I could see you two hanging out together. Ask Nate. He doesn't like your attitude either.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Busted.
I got to say congratulations to Brad in Lancaster. He was the first one to text in Wednesday, so Brad's got $25 to go shopping over at Waterbeds and Stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
It is 6:37 with Kelly and Rick. Rogan texted in and said, we're installing Christmas lights in this weather.
Oh, well, shoot. I don't like that. I'm sorry, Rogan. I hope you have a good rain hat. Do people wear rain hats anymore? Do you remember that as
rain
a kid?
Hat?
You get your raincoat and your rain hat.
Like your rubbers?
Yeah, your rubbers. Your four-buckle Arctics.
I don't know. I just put up a hood usually. No, I spent the last 2 days doing that because I wanted to do it while the weather was.
Oh, did you get your lights up?
Oh, not all of them.
Okay.
But I got the hardest ones up.
Okay.
In the big trees.
Good for you.
Yeah, my body is hurting. Up and down ladder, up and down ladder, up and down ladder.
It's good exercise.
It is, I know, but man, am I feeling it. I mean, like, the whole body.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, you got something?
I got something. All right. A mother of 4 in Georgia has been arrested after someone reported that her 10-year-old son was walking around town alone. Okay, so this mom, Brittany Patterson, says this happened back on October 30th. She had to take her oldest son to a doctor's appointment, but her 10-year-old son did not want to come and really negotiated with his mom to be able to stay home and not go to the doctor's appointment. So she finally agreed. She's like, all right, you can stay home. So she leaves, and at some point, this little 10-year-old decided, you know what, I think I'll walk into town. In this town, it's Mineral Bluff, Georgia. It is a population of 370 people. It's a tiny, tiny little town. Anyway, someone saw this kid walking around. He's a 10-year-old, all right? He's not 2. He's 10. Someone called the police and said, hey, there's this little kid walking around town alone. So an officer, approached the kid, ended up calling his mom, Brittany, and said, hey, do you know that your son walked to town? And she said, no, I did not know. I knew we allowed him to stay home alone, but I didn't know he walked into town. The officer said, okay, well, I'm going to drive him home. She said, thank you. And that was the end of it, she thought. Until later on that evening, when officers came to her door and arrested her in front of her 4 children. She was taken to county jail, booked, and then released on $500 bail, and is facing a charge of reckless conduct for knowingly endangering the safety of her son. Now, prosecutors say, we're willing to drop the charges if you will download a tracking app on your son's phone so we can all know where this kid is at all times. And she said, absolutely not. I will not download this app on my son's phone. And so she's like, just let's move this case forward. She's willing to go through, a court case now because that was their condition. That's kind of weird, isn't it? It's your 10-year-old kid.
Yep.
You're a parent.
Yep.
The 10-year-old's allowed to stay home alone.
Yep.
Why isn't the kid allowed to walk around alone?
Yeah, I
was
don't know.
allowed to ride my bike around the neighborhood by myself when I was like 8.
Yes, I was all over Hilliard.
Yes.
Everywhere. On our bicycles, we went everywhere. Me and my friends, no parents. We went to the pool. We went to the dirt bike track. We went to the bowling alley. We went and played video games.
It must be different in tiny town Georgia because that is weird to me that they would they would bother arresting a woman over her 10-year-old kid walking around town alone. Very strange.
Yeah, so she hired a lawyer, and a group called the National Association of Parents launched a GoFundMe to pay for her legal bills. She could face up to a $1,000 fine and a year in jail.
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor. They won't put her in jail. I think the outrage would be too wild, but to me, as telling her to download a tracking app on her son's phone is just a little bit too far.
Yeah, they also said if she agreed to sign something that said another adult would be a safety person and keep an eye on Soren when she's not home. And then she would also have to put the app on the phone. Like, what really?
Yeah.
This is your big concern.
Keep your fingers out of my family. How about that, big government?
Again, you would get along really well with
Should
Wednesday.
I say keep your fingers out of my family business? That sounds a little better. All right, you got something?
I do. And I read it and I'm going, really? That's kind of this is kind of disappointing. But I'm not surprised because it's kind of along the lines we found out, I think it was a couple months ago, Brooks and Dunn talked about how everybody in country music secretly behind the scenes hates each other.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and they, because they all want to be on top, so they really,
So
they
Miranda Lambert hates Carrie Underwood?
Oh, yeah,
for
all
sure.
of that. Yeah, just that. Yeah, that's what Brooks and Dunn said.
Okay.
So they said, yeah, it's not what you think. It's not like they're all close.
They're not palling around
pals
together.
And yeah, it's like everybody wants all the spots on the radio charts. They want the big concerts, so they all want to be on top. And, when you look at the past 4 years, one of the big things in Hollywood is girl power.
Yeah.
And women lifting other women up.
Right.
And everything. And one of the biggest upcoming stars in Hollywood, I would say, is Sydney Sweeney.
Yes.
She's gotten huge.
Yeah.
She said that is a bunch of crap. She did an interview with Vanity Fair, and she was asked, because a producer got some flack recently, it was back in April, who said that he didn't think that Sydney was pretty or talented.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry. She said that she didn't think Sydney was pretty or talented. And Vanity Fair asked Sydney, why do you think women get knocked down like that in Hollywood? She said, it's very disheartening to see women tear other women down, especially when women who are successful in other avenues of their industry see younger talent working really hard, hoping to achieve whatever dreams they may have. She said, this entire industry, all people say is women empowering other women. None of it's happening. All of it is fake and a front for all the other crap that they say behind everybody's back.
Wow.
She added that it could be a generational problem to believe only one woman can be at the top. So all the others feel like they have to fight each other or take that woman down instead of being like, let's all lift each other up. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to be my best over here.
I want to be careful how I say this.
Okay.
But women in the workplace can be some of the most vicious people that I have ever met. I will say if you're ranking the worst people you ever worked with, I would say among them are not many, that sounds too bad. Women can be vicious.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that there is a lot of competition there. I don't know how it works in the world of men, but among women, there can be a competitive spirit, and women can get pretty vicious.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. Absolutely.
I'm saying that every woman is vicious and that there aren't women out there who really are champions of each other. And there are plenty of those women out there. But I will say among the worst I've ever been treated in the workplace, it's by a woman.
Really?
Yes. Hands down. Hands down.
Because they're all trying to get to the top.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
They're threatened by each other.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a problem.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's that way with men. If there's a lot of competition and that,
well,
maybe it comes out in a different way. I don't know. And like I said, I'm not trying to.
I mean, I think there's
all women.
There's healthy competition between both in all workplaces. I think. I mean, everybody's trying to get ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. What I don't think men deal with each other is, I don't think men are going, oh, look at the new guy. He's younger. He's good looking. That is not where women will do that. Oh, look, she's young and pretty, and now I got to deal with this, and because I've witnessed that.
Yeah.
I guess my experience was more unchecked paranoia and an unwillingness to have any
ounce of self-reflection.
I think that, but I think that comes from an insecurity.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
And so that's why I said, and then somebody new comes in the office who's young and pretty, and that makes them feel even more insecure.
Yeah, that wasn't at all my situation whatsoever.
I'm sure. I believe that. But guys never, I don't think guys ever deal with that. Oh, look, he's young and handsome. No, it's about, because, and really, now I know there are, men out there who may promote a woman, because they're shallow. They'll promote a woman over, with looks over somebody who's got better skill. That has happened in the past throughout history, I'm sure. I have no doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, at the end of the day, don't be insecure if you're good at your job. Just keep doing it. Just keep being good at your job.
I don't know. This was more about, I think, a personal... I don't know. I don't want to... Whatever. It doesn't matter what my experience was. It had nothing to do with looks, and I don't even think competition. It just had to do with cruelty and somebody taking advantage of somebody else's nature.
Oh, okay.
And just running roughshod over people with their... I don't know, cruelty.
All right.
That's all I can say. And that was absolutely my worst work experience was with a female.
Yeah, that's just a case of just somebody's an a-hole.
I guess. I guess.
Asking Alexandria. I don't know why I accidentally said, here's Asking Alexander. And then I said Alexandria. And Kelly goes, was that her brother?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. 6:51 on the Morning Blitz. And I wanted to talk about this guy that shot a tree. But, man, the text we got about what you said, Kelly, and about women in the workplace. Holy moly.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney in Hollywood basically said, no, women don't have each other's backs. That's absolutely a falsehood, that there's just a ton of competition. And it seems that women in Hollywood think there can only be one top star, and everybody else is fierce competition, and they treat each other horribly.
And they put up a front with all this women empowering, girl power and lifting other women up, and it's a bunch of BS, she said.
And I said, hands down, my worst work experience came at the hands of another woman. I was, yes. So was true, not in all cases. I work with a lot of great women.
Right.
But I would say the worst experience I ever had in the workplace was at the hands of another woman. And we got a lot of texts about that. I don't want to crap on women, because this is not everyone. And I hope and pray that nobody would ever say that I treated them horribly in the workplace.
Well, Amy said, I've only been treated poorly at work by other women. When I got promoted and another woman didn't, it became a hostile workplace. And I don't know about this, but Ryan said, you ought to see how women are in a horse farm. It's terrible. What?
In a horse farm? Oh, boy.
Terrible women at the horse farm. Okay.
Yeah, somebody texted, I agree, women are so vicious. I've noticed it since high school. Here's what I will venture to say, is that many women have a high emotional intelligence. They're very in tune to moods and the temperature of the room and how and other people's weaknesses,
vibes.
And there are some people, and not just women but men as well, who take advantage of that and use it to their own advantage. And if you don't have the kindest of natures, that can come out in cruelty. And I would say it spans the genders. It's men and women alike. But like I said, my worst experience was with a woman, unfortunately.
Mark said women bosses are the worst. They treat men below them like crap. Male bosses are way better and treat everyone better.
Now, I've had and you know who this is because you and I worked for this person 30 years ago. I have had men treat me like I'm an idiot.
Just the one that told you should start smoking?
Yes. This guy, our old boss, his name is Michael. I forget, don't even say his last name, but I forget. I kind of forget it. Anyway, yeah. Oh, no, I remember now. Yeah. Anyway, he said, he told me that I sounded too much like a kid and that I needed to start smoking so I could sound older. That was the advice I got from a male boss. So that was insulting.
Right.
Now, I have been treated like that, but in terms of being mean and competitive and ugly toward me, it came from a woman.
Joe said, I work in a dental office, which is predominantly females, and they will act like they are all each other's best friends, but the moment one leaves the room, they start talking smack about them behind their back and how lazy they are, and I'm there just trying to refill my coffee cup. Now, Danielle says women are competing for fewer spots, so there is more competition, and some can get really nasty.
Well,
is that true?
That could be true, but I'm talking about people who are already employed in a workplace. And in a place where none of us are trying to advance. We were content in our own circumstances. So that was not the case here with me, but she may be exactly right in her experience. I don't know. I will say, like, in this building, I love Ronnie Hunter.
Oh,
that girl has your back.
Yeah.
Right there. She's a girl's girl. Right there.
And you know, we have more female on-air people than males.
Yes, we do.
In fact, there's me and Kirsch.
Oh, you're outnumbered.
And Buzz.
Oh, it's because
if you count part-timers too. I mean, like during the week, it's you, Ronnie, and Tess, and me and Kirsch. And on the weekend, we have Cody and Glenda. And Buzz. So yeah, we have more women. So yeah, you know. So I mean, I guess it depends on the business that you're in. You know, with her saying that there's fewer spots for women. Mm-hmm. Danielle said so. Doug said, yeah, look at the new guy. Look at the ass on him. I can't compete with that because of what I was talking about. We don't deal with the cattiness like that.
I think something that is true. It's some people, it is in their nature to not be nice, and it doesn't matter, male or female. I think that women just know how to get at you better than men do.
Maybe. Zach said at my girlfriend's work, there was this group of girls bullying one girl like it was high school. She works as a stenographer in Columbus. So,
yep.
Ben says the women I work with are ruthless to one another. I'm just lucky I'm on their good side.
You're right.
Man, people got to just be better. I don't know. I guess it's just, you know, a competition, I guess. They just they want to feel like they're the top. Or something.
I guess. It makes you feel better if you're, you know, really crapping on somebody else. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, all the women in this building are fantastic, as far as I know. But then I don't know what they say behind my back, do I?
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, about 40 Ohio State students have been moved out of their dorm rooms after mold was found growing inside the walls of the residence hall. A university says a leak let moisture inside a channel used for pipes and wiring inside Lawrence Tower, allowing the mold to develop. Lawrence Tower is on North Campus near Tuttle Park. 19 dorm rooms have been cleared out. The students placed into other residential facilities while they get crews in there to clean up the situation. Republicans have officially retained control of the U.S. House of Representatives. Recent race calls by the Associated Press guarantee Republicans a narrow majority in the House and a 3-seat majority in the Senate.
Quick question on that. So if somebody's a member of Congress and the president makes them a member of the cabinet, do they remain a member of Congress? That I never knew.
Well, I don't know. Like Matt Gaetz stepped down immediately yesterday.
So he's not a member of Congress
Not anymore. He's done.
Okay, that was my question.
I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't know because I didn't know if that changes the seats. Do they have another election for another congressperson now, or I didn't know how that worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
But okay. So that was the one who made me wonder was Matt Gaetz. So he stepped down from the House.
Yeah, he's not even confirmed yet. So if he doesn't get confirmed into this position, he is a free agent.
Out of a job.
Out of a job. Yep.
Jeez, that's a risk.
Law enforcement officials in New Mexico are investigating the discovery of multiple human skulls, including one that authorities have connected to a woman's disappearance in 2019. Now, the sheriff's department in this small town in New Mexico said a resident called them about a week and a half ago and said, hey, I just gave someone a ride and something really weird happened. So it turns out this person gave a man named Cecil Villanueva a ride. And the resident who gave the ride said Villanueva had 2 bags with him. And he started saying bizarre things and then whipping things out of the window as they were driving. And this person said, I think they were human bones. So deputies searched the area, found these bone fragments, and a pathologist said, yep, they're human. So investigators got a search warrant, searched the home where Villanueva was staying, found more bone fragments, and up to 20 human skulls.
Okay.
Those skulls are now being analyzed. Now, Villanueva says he bought them online, but investigators say they believe that one of the skulls belongs to a woman named Angela McManus, who was a neighbor of this guy's, and she disappeared 5 years ago. Villanueva has not yet been charged with anything, but that's what's happening down in New Mexico. Those are your three things.
I prevail on the Morning Blitz, 7:10. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick.
Okay, just for clarification's sake, Matt Gaetz's replacement will be appointed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
Okay.
Just like J.D. Vance is going to be the Vice President of the United States, so we need another congressperson, and Mike DeWine, our governor, will appoint his replacement in Congress.
I did not know that. Wasn't quite sure how that worked, if they left to go join the cabinet. So, all right, very good. So this guy, I don't even know who this guy is. There was a video on Reddit of this guy doing this Arnold impression. I tried to figure out his name. I don't know where he was doing this, but anyway, he's calling this restaurant to make a reservation. And it is just unbelievable. Listen to this.
This is Arnold. Listen, I will be in the area tonight around 8 o'clock, and we're looking to see if we got the table for 3. I mean, if you can have any wiggle room, it would be absolutely fantastic.
Sure. We can put you down for 8 o'clock. You said for 3?
Yes, me, my son, and his girlfriend. I think it would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you got it. Would you like me to put him under your name?
If you could use a pseudonym, I don't want anybody that'll be in the restaurant. You get in the paparazzi all over here. Yeah.
Absolutely. What name would you like me to use?
I think we should use Ari, A-R-I, Schwartz. I mean, they will not know.
All right, you are all set then. We'll see you tonight at 8.
Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon, right? Hasta la vista.
All righty, bye-bye.
All right, thank you. I cannot wait. And I will say, if I get diarrhea at this restaurant, I will not be back. All right?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean,
so when he shows up and he's not Arnold, what happens?
Are you probably going to come up and say, you have a reservation for Ari Schwartz?
Oh, and then they won't know.
Yeah, I mean,
but no, but that entire restaurant knows that Arnold Schwarzenegger has a reservation.
Their fault for assuming.
I don't think so. I don't like stuff like that because you really I don't.
Maybe he's not really going to go. Maybe he was just doing it.
I just feel bad for the woman who was so excited on the phone and doing bending over backwards to make sure that everything's okay for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but if I'd have called, she wouldn't have done that.
No, she would not have.
No. So, I don't have a problem with it. You're upset.
I'm not upset. I don't really care either way. But I just am what do you? I don't understand the end game here. Ha ha! You fooled someone.
Well, I just think it was just about showing off how great he is at the Arnold impression.
Is a great. That is an excellent. That is an excellent impersonation.
Money.
This is Arnold. Listen.
Oh my gosh! Unbelievable. Papa Roach on the Morning Blitz, 7:24. Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick on a very wet Thursday, and it's just going to stay wet. About 54 for a high today. Doug texted in and said he found out the guy doing the Arnold impression's name is, I guess it's Joe Gaudet, Gaudet.
Okie doke.
Found him on TikTok, and yep, there it is. That's his name. He goes by I Am Joe Gaudet. It might be Gaudet. Like I said, Gaudet. I have to look into that TikTok to see what else he's got going on. All right. 5 signs you're at a bad Mexican restaurant. Kelly doesn't need to know, she said. She'll know when she walks in.
Your stomach tells you, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about when you walk in.
Oh, when you first walk in.
Before you eat the
let's
food.
hear it. Let's hear
How
it.
do you know? All right.
Okay.
You know, you walk in, they got the music going along and everything.
Yeah.
And so, you know. Actually, by the way, today is National Spicy Guacamole Day. Not to be confused with regular Guacamole Day, which happens in September.
You know who has great guacamole is Chipotle. It's so good.
It isn't bad. Not bad. But Business Insider actually asked a chef from Mexico City to name the top signs you're at a bad Mexican restaurant. So these are not my opinion.
Okay.
These are from a genuine Mexican chef. Red flag number 1, he said, is if the guacamole is pre-made, because the best places will make it fresh. In a perfect world, it's done tableside. How about that? Red flag number 2, the salsa is cold. Salsa loses its flavor when it's refrigerated. So it's a sign they don't know what they're doing, or they're making it in huge batches and saving it overnight. Salsa should be at least room temperature.
Okay, I love cold salsa.
Really?
But yeah, I like it paired with something really hot. But I'm trying to think, because, we get Mexican food every Saturday.
Yes.
And it's not cold. It's room temperature. And they make their guacamole in-house.
At
Chili Verde.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what.
So good.
I'm so glad I went there at your recommendation, because that food is outstanding.
Yep.
Red flag number 3, the tortilla chips are thin and brittle.
Okay.
Thicker chips are a sign they made them with fresh corn tortillas. So thick chips, better. Red flag number 4, they just updated their menu and added, is it birria? Birria? B-I-R-R-I-A.
Okay. Birria.
It's a Mexican stew that's gotten trendy the last few years. Everybody's doing it now, but not everybody does it well, and it's a sign they're just following the trends. Okay,
I don't hate that, though. Come on.
I'm just reading what he said. And number 5 is, it's not just a Mexican place. If they've got sushi and pizza too, they're probably not doing any of it well.
Right.
And I will say, if there's a long line at the bathroom, that's not a good sign either.
I will say, if the menu is more than like a front and back of a sheet of paper, or like
really?
a laminated sheet. No, I mean, really, what are we doing? Like Cheesecake Factory. If I have to read through 20 pages of a menu, I feel like we're not doing anything that well.
Right.
Now, maybe they are. Maybe people are huge Cheesecake Factory fans. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. Everything's been mid. It's fine. You're cramped in a small table, and they're fitting like 100 people in a room that's meant for 50.
It's like cattle.
It's not a great experience.
They're like cattle in there. Yeah, because I think most of the best restaurants I've been to don't have an enormous menu.
No, just something, just the usual.
Yeah, no, and they have their staples. They have like their specialties, and you've heard about them.
Yeah,
like they're good. Like I can tell you that Mitchell's Fish Market. They have these bacon wrapped barbecued shrimp appetizer. I think is the best appetizer in this city, and they're famous for it. And it's something that everybody wants when they go in there. If you can't tell me about that at a restaurant, like something that they have like that, then I mean, what are we doing? You got to have some kind of something that everybody says, "Oh, it's amazing." Otherwise, you're just.
That's where the Cheesecake Factory gets away with it, because they have cheesecake.
Alice in Chains on the Morning Blitz. We will see them on the Sunday of Sonic Temple weekend. They will be on the main stage right before Metallica.
Nice.
Morning Blitz 740. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick, and I'm not buying this survey at all, Kelly.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get a little edgy here. But a poll by the adult company Adam and Eve found that half of American adults have had a threesome before. 49% said yes, 48% said no, 3% refused to answer. 59% were men claiming they had, and 37% were women. I just don't buy it, because a previous poll found it was like 15%.
Yeah.
I am not buying that
seems
half
like
of America.
A small amount of human beings are psychologically set up to handle something like that.
Yeah, because a lot of people think they want to. I mean, does it count if I had 2 double cheeseburgers in one meal? Does that count? No, probably not. Probably not.
You can count it.
Okay.
I'll let you count it. I think that's what half these people are like.
Maybe that's...
Maybe they had like an explicit dream and just considered it to be real. Because there's no way 50% of us are engaging in that. No way. I don't believe it.
Yeah, it just seemed very, very high. And like I said, they've done all these other surveys.
Although we do have isn't the divorce rate 50%?
Well,
so
yeah.
maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know, man. Like I said, my wife says, why don't you worry about satisfying one woman before you worry about 2?
Right. You got enough on your hands, buddy.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is the funniest response. You're not going to top that. Yeah, Peggy said, I'm sure alcohol played a big part in that number.
Yeah, and maybe like a college thing or something. I don't... outside of, like, I know there are some people who love to text in about how it's so healthy for their relationship to be in an open... an open relationship type situation.
Yeah,
but
that's different. Open relationships very different.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Carrie said wishful thinking. Rich said yes, we have, and it was fun. Okay.
Doug said, are they counting their left and their right hand?
Michelle said if you poll people in a strip club, it might be 50%. And Dave said 50% that are on Adam and Eve. But now, wait a minute. According to this...
Wait, what's Adam and Eve?
Adam and Eve's it's an adult company. It's like toys and adult toys.
Oh, like a Lion's Den,
yes.
but it's called Adam and Eve. I gotcha.
But they said that they had a third-party survey do this, and it was 1,000 adults.
Okay.
But it sounds like it's their customer.
That's a little bit of a small sample size, but go on.
I mean, is it, though?
500 of the 1,000 people that they interviewed said that they had engaged
I think if I asked 1,000 Blitz listeners right now, I don't think 500 of them. And it's the Blitz.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. This is a skewed survey.
Yeah, I think so, too. Let's see. Tim says, I did the threesome thing one time in high school and never again. It's not great.
High school? What the heck?
Now, you got to understand,
What, were you on
Tim.
Gossip Girl?
Wait. You got to understand, Kelly never believed that people in her high school were having sex.
I just didn't know it. That is
I
how innocent I was in high school. I really didn't know. I had no clue that people were doing it in high school. How dumb am I?
I don't think so. I think
or how dumb was I? I realize it now.
I think dumb is the wrong word. Maybe a little naive.
Naive.
is
Very
the
naive.
Word.
I also didn't
naive
date.
And dumb are different.
I didn't date in high school. I took my best friend's brother to the prom. Like, we went to the prom together. I had to ask him. Yeah, as friends. So that's where I was in high school. Mm-hmm. I didn't know. I'm like, what, you guys are having sex? What? I had no clue.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of people are taking this opportunity to brag. I'm seeing on text.
I saw one says, don't say my name. I want to stay married, but I've been involved in 3 of them and 1 train. Okay.
While you're...
I don't think so.
Goodness, I feel like your wife should know that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Probably before marriage. I don't know.
One person said no name, but yes, I've done it, and it was meh. It's too confusing to know who to pay attention to.
Well, that's what I thought. You know, it's like, is one of the 3 going to get jealous of the other one? Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Somebody said they've had 2. Okay, so great. Yeah, people have had them. Some people listening have had them, whatever. But here's what I really want to know.
Okay.
What's the conversation? What's the negotiation? You know, I guess I'm looking for people who did this who were a couple. I mean, if it was just one person met 2... You know, one girl met 2 guys at a bar, or a guy met 2 girls at a bar, and they weren't in a relationship. That's different, because there's probably not a lot of emotion involved in that. But I'm talking about a couple who are together, because we've heard people say a threesome saved their marriage. If they're together as a couple, what is that? And it's never happened before. What is that discussion? How does it come up? How do you decide, let's do this? That's what I want to know. I feel like
those discussions are happening at the Princeton Club.
Is it right? Well, those are swingers. Yeah.
Well,
I'm just talking about...
Don't you kind of have to be a swinger?
I think those people do that all the time, but I'm just talking about that couple that's like, I don't know, should we try it? Let's try it. What is that? How does that come about? And I'm not looking for guidance here because I'm not looking to do this. I'm just wondering, how did you... What's that mean?
Well, we already heard from Heather. She's like, why don't you worry about the satisfying one woman?
I didn't say that. I was reading what somebody else said.
Okay.
I didn't say that was said to me.
Oh, I thought Heather said that. Sounds like something Heather would say. I must say, it sounds like a great joke Heather would say.
Well, okay, yeah, I could see that.
She's very sarcastic. I think she would.
Yes, she is.
I think she gives 2 thumbs up to that comment.
All right. Well, 99-700, or if you have a good story and you'd like to share it on the phone, 1-800-821-9970. I'm just curious, how did it come about? That's the part that I always wondered about. I mean, does a guy go to his wife and go, "Hey, honey, can we have another girl in the bedroom? Let's do it. It'll be fun." And she's like, "Yeah, why not?" I mean, what is that process?
Probably already know going in, but I'd like to hear from people as well.
Fuel on the Morning Blitz, 7:51. Kelly Quinn and Thick Rick talking threesomes this morning. We were just curious because there was a poll from Adam and Eve that said half of people have had a threesome. Just not buying it, but they claim it was from a third-party poll. I don't know about all that. But
it's like all those people who claim they were at Woodstock.
Right. Everybody was at Woodstock.
100,000 people there and about 4 million claim they were there.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So we were just asking, like, if you've had one and you had not where you just went and found people in a bar and went home drunk and had a threesome, but if you were in a relationship and, what was the conversation? What was the negotiation? How did you make it happen? Is what I was wondering, And somebody said, why don't you ask ChatGPT? So I did. And it had a long answer. I mean, it had all kind of talking points and everything. I'll just give you a quick part of it. It said negotiating a threesome with your spouse is a sensitive and potentially delicate conversation. It's essential to approach the topic with care, respect, and clear communication to ensure that both partners feel comfortable and that any decision made aligns with the boundaries, desires, and consent of everyone involved. And then he gives you a step-by-step approach. I'm not going to read all of these. I'll tell you what the topics are. Assess your relationship, pick the right time and setting, be honest and clear about intentions, give space for feelings, respect boundaries, discuss logistics, talk about post-experience communication, be prepared for it not to happen. Mutual respect is key. And there's a paragraph for every one of those things. I mean, ChatGPT was ready to take you to class. But I just feel like it doesn't always go like that. So, all right. So one guy's got a bisexual wife. Well, that's easy.
Jay says it does sound like Rick's trying to figure out how to approach this with the old lady.
No, I'm not. She shot it down years ago. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't. Really, I was not. That wasn't it. I was just curious.
Yeah, Byron says, I was wondering if you were doing some undercover work here, Rick.
Nope. All right, we got one here. It says, me and my fiance had a threesome with one of her girlfriends. It all started randomly with a lot of alcohol and went on for about 4 hours or better. 4 hours? What in the world are you doing for 4 hours? Did you pass out and then wake back up? I mean, he said it started with alcohol, so I feel like a lot of them start with alcohol. Let's see. Mine was my girlfriend and her friend who I previously dated, and they did it as a birthday gift. Very awkward at first. And then John Madden.
I don't know what that means.
I know you don't. Well,
that's okay. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. I don't care.
No, it's okay. It's nothing like sickening. It's just a guy has to think about something else to prolong things.
Oh, gotcha.
John Madden, football.
Okay.
Sports.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Home run stats.
Going into a relationship whether people are. I don't know. To me, it's just like that completely violates my marriage vows. So that's not anything I'm ever interested in would consider. First of all, it sounds very, very moist. Like I am not into like the all the additional juiciness that comes along with that. Sounds really disgusting. Like absolute hard pass on that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
John said, if you're in a relationship, the woman always chooses the other woman, and there has to be rules, or someone's feelings will get hurt.
Yeah, I guarantee you feelings are getting hurt whether you have rules or not.
Well,
I don't think most people are set up to like be cheated on right in front of their very eyes. I don't think most people are set up for that.
My little sister is bi, and her husband have been trying to find a third. It gives my sister what she wants and keeps her husband from sneaking around and having affairs outside of the marriage. So, okay.
Nick says he has a hard enough time convincing one woman to sleep with him.
I get it. Yeah, I know.
Crystal says, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. I couldn't handle two.
Yeah. Oh my God, Kelly said moist. Ha 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 ha. That was Susie. Justin said, yeah, let's not use the word moist anymore, Kelly.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? How gross that sounds? That's how gross it I can imagine it being.
Yeah, Doug says you're definitely going to have to put some newspaper down. Okay. Well, I don't know if I really got my answer. I think ChatGPT's got the best explanation. I mean, it's like... I felt like I was a therapist talking to me.
Felt like you were at Threesomes for Dummies?
It was something. I don't know, man. But, yeah, I don't know if I got any answers, but I'm still not buying that half of America or half of the world, whatever, has had a threesome. I just don't believe it.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
An Ohio lawmaker is introducing a bill which would prohibit homeowners associations from banning political yard signs. Representative Brian Lorenz says the bill would allow for all residents in the state of Ohio to have political signs in their yard, despite any rules put into place by HOAs or neighborhood groups. So I guess next time around when we're all heated and hot and being mad at each other, you're going to be allowed to put up a sign, whether your HOA says you can or not. The tentacles of the pandemic reaching into the future, a new study by the Cleveland Clinic and the University of Southern California reveals that COVID can be deadly for years after getting sick. The study shows that those who get COVID are twice as likely to suffer a fatal heart attack, stroke, or death for up to 3 years after a COVID diagnosis. And the risk is even higher if you were hospitalized with COVID. So that's just normal COVID, not hospitalization. For 3 years post-infection, you are at a higher risk of a heart attack. So that is pretty wild. One doctor from the Cleveland Clinic, Dr. Stanley Hazen, is predicting a big rise in cardiovascular disease across the globe in the coming years because of COVID.
Yeah. They scorched the earth, Kelly.
Yep.
Congratulations, whoever did it.
Yeah.
A-holes.
That's right. 4 people, I've got to tell you this insurance fraud story. It is insane. 4 people have been arrested for insurance fraud for allegedly claiming a bear had damaged their vehicles. when in fact, it was a person in a bear costume attacking the cars. The suspects are all Los Angeles area residents, and they claimed early this year these suspects submitted an insurance claim for their 2010 Rolls Royce, and they submitted video. They said, hey, a bear got into my Rolls Royce and damaged the interior, and we need that covered. They provided video footage, so pretty quickly the Department of Insurance, they're like, well, let me see this video. Right away, they're like, that is a dude in a bear suit. That is not a real bear. They knew it right off. So they were like, well, let me see. Are there any other similar claims? And indeed, there were 2 other claims that had been filed with very similar details and with a video submission, video footage of the supposed bear attacks, all the same dude in a bear costume.
Oh, my gosh.
They called their investigation Operation Bear Claw. The investigators brought in a biologist. They were like, can you just take a look at this and just are we crazy or is that a guy in a bear suit? And the biologist was like, no, that's a guy in a bear suit for sure. So they got search warrants and they did find the bear suit in one of the suspects' homes. So I guess they'd already been paid out somewhere to the tune of $141,000 in insurance claims. They're going to have to give that back. But yeah, they were all arrested and charged with insurance fraud.
It's just funny because I just 2 days ago, I saw the most hilarious video. It's like, it was done so well. This countryside, there were bears, and there was this one bear by the water, and this guy comes running up to the bear. And the bear stands up, turns around and looks at him, and the guy punches the bear. And the bear punches him back and knocks him down, but it looks so real. And then the guy jumps up and puts his hands on his hips and looks at the bear, and then the bear starts dancing like he's in a boxing match. And it's like, oh my God, because at first it looked like, and I'm dying, and at that point I'm just dying laughing.
Yeah.
And now he's fighting this bear, but it's obviously a guy. But at first you thought it was a real bear. It was done so well.
Yeah, I don't think they put that much effort into this one.
Jeez.
All right, those are your 3 things.
Bears.
Buck Cherry on the Morning Blitz, 8:10. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. And yesterday, I was putting up Christmas lights and, starting to get stuff out and, getting ready for the holidays and all that. And everybody's got the two little cabinets above their refrigerator.
That seems pretty standard. Do we all have that?
I think so.
I've got it.
I think everybody does. Every refrigerator I've ever seen.
Wherever the refrigerator hole is, there's two cabinets. There's
little cabinets. And they're the hardest cabinets in the kitchen to get to.
Yeah, you can't get to them.
You have to get a stool or whatever, a chair to stand on. And because we have some Christmas stuff in there, because then I only have to get in there once a year.
Right.
Some bowls, some red Christmas bowls, and then there's also some water bottles that never get used because nobody wants to get up there and get one out. So that's what's in those two weird-ass cabinets above my refrigerator.
All right.
So I got to wondering, what do people keep in those two weird-ass cabinets?
I'll tell you exactly what we have. We have appliance owner's manuals up there.
Oh,
there may
that
be
makes sense.
A random VCR manual from 20 years ago. I don't know. We also have flower vases that I couldn't bear to throw out, but that never get used again. So, if my husband would get me flowers, I don't want to pitch the vase. I want to keep it. The vases go up there.
We used to do that.
Yeah.
We used to, but then we got too many.
Oh,
and it's so then we put them all in a box, and now they're up in the garage.
But you don't pitch them. You keep them for some reason.
Yeah, and I may never, ever see them again for the rest of my life, but they're there. And I'm comfortable knowing that.
Yes.
So I don't know why. It's a dumb question, but I mean, I started laughing thinking about what does everybody have in those two weird ass cabinets above their refrigerator?
That's such a good question.
Godsmack on the Morning Blitz, 8:23. Kelly and Rick. And a lot of people have a lot of things in those weird-ass cabinets above the refrigerator. We were asking.
Now, you have Christmas decorations. I have owner's manuals.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, we just throw them up
All
there.
the owner's manuals.
We never look at them again, but they're up there, just in case. Yeah, like every single kitchen appliance owner's manual is up there.
Sean said there's a picnic basket from the 60s, and it'll always be there.
Yeah.
From the 60s.
Mike Smith, I have flower vases up there. Mike Smith of Newark, he has flower vases up there
what
as
is the
well.
Flower vases. Everybody's got flower
now,
vases.
Now, listen, a lot of people are saying booze.
Okay, well, I can see that.
Yeah, some
they're
people,
out of reach of kids.
One person texted in booze. Let's see. Missy says that she used to keep old Tupperware up there, but she's short and never got up there. So when her husband was sort of struggling with a drinking problem, he would hide his booze in there. Doug says, those are my wife's wine and liquor cabinets.
Yeah. One says, I keep all my cycling-specific water bottles there because my wife forced me to do so.
Cycling-specific water bottles. Yes. Okay, maybe you're getting too into the cycling-specific water bottles.
Yeah. Okay. Jennifer keeps her cookbooks up there.
Yeah, Scott says keep recipes in pans that are rarely used up there.
We have a lot of hidden snacks. It's the secret snack stash goes above there. The kids can't get to it. They don't know.
Randy says me and the wifey keep our pipes, bongs, smokables, and edibles in there since it's too tall for the kiddos.
Yes, I was just thinking that's a good place for my mason jars.
There you go. Yeah, Anna says, I'm 5 feet tall. Ain't a damn thing up there.
Right, yes.
She's too short.
Lisa said the same thing. Absolutely nothing. I can't reach them.
Wendy says, I have guns in mine, LOL. Okay. So I don't know if she's being serious or not.
Yeah, I get it.
But, I mean, if you need your gun, you got to, go out in the garage and get a ladder first? It feels like not the best place for a gun.
Well, I'm just thinking the kids can't reach it.
Yes, I do like that idea. So. Out of the reach of kids. All right. I'll accept it.
Let's go to the phone now. Hi, the Blitz. Who's this?
My name's Danielle.
Hey, Danielle. What's in your cabinets?
So we keep all of our birthday party supplies.
Yeah, okay.
For, extra plastic cups and banners and candles and that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we also have vases up there, just like you guys.
Everybody's got vases up there.
Everybody's got vases. That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense because you're only going to get into that stuff, a couple times a year, right?
Exactly. Right. Yep. And so it's all tucked up there. We can get up and grab it and then stick it right back up there.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, thanks for listening, Danielle. You have a great day.
You too. Thanks.
Love it.
Makes perfect sense.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Aubrey says she also puts Christmas things up there, Christmas dessert containers for her. Damien says, listen to this is an interesting use for those cabinets. Damien says, it's a home for my cat with a blanket, and he sleeps up there as I leave the door open. It's kind of like a little hideaway for the cat.
That's so funny because Tim Schafer said, my stash of snacks and such, because I'm the only one who can reach it, and Lucifer, my cat that hates everyone, likes to sit in there.
Okay. Okay. Danny says, until you asked this question, I completely forgot about those cabinets.
That's why
10
they're
years in my
weird-ass
house,
cabinets.
and we have nothing in them.
That's exactly why they're weird-ass cabinets.
Yes.
Manuel says it's for storing stuff you never use.
Exactly.
Stuff I forgot I put there. Again, another one of those. Oh my gosh, Bill sent a picture of his. Oh, he's got condiments. He's got mustard and mayonnaise, and all his condiments are up there.
You must be really tall. Also, I keep all my condiments in the fridge. Don't you? Don't you have all your condiments in the
yes.
fridge?
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe
but-
these are new ones that haven't been opened yet.
haven't been opened yet.
There's a
I
Let's
gotcha.
see. There's a bottle of vinegar in there.
It's like a storage place. Yeah.
Looks like granola bars, boxes and boxes of granola bars he's got in there. Worcestershire sauce.
Okay. Lindsay says we have our toilet paper and our paper towels up there. We can't put anything else up there because once a cast iron skillet fell on my head.
Oh,
ouch. Ow.
Man.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, Carrie says, my wife hides her secret stash of chocolate. I think you read that one.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Oh, Dave says an old wooden salad bowl with a big wooden fork and spoon. Oh, I love that. I want a wooden salad bowl. I don't have one of those.
I never even thought about it.
Yeah.
Cookie cutters, tins, and old liquor, said Lori.
Old liquor.
Old liquor.
Old liquor's good liquor, isn't it?
Sure.
Aged.
Jeremy said crock pot and popcorn maker, usually surrounded by bags of candy since the kids don't look up there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much kind of the stuff I expected, but, when I was like, I just had to, because it's just, we don't have Christmas decorations, it's just Christmas kitchen stuff, like bowls, Christmas bowls and plates and stuff, and
just
there's
once a year
baskets,
thing.
and so I was getting up in there, and I'm like, what the hell do people keep up here? I never get up here. It's the only time of year I get up here. What do people keep in these weird-ass cabinets above their refrigerator?
I love it. Bruce says we keep all our top shelf alcohol up there for when our friends come over to drink.
All right. So it sounds like things you would only use rarely.
Yeah,
alcohol
occasionally.
and vases have been the top 3, I think.
And then cats.
And Days of the New on the Morning Blitz, 8:39. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Dick Rick. Nice wet Thursday. Going to rain all day today. High of 53. Tonight, tomorrow morning hopefully we'll be out of here by the time you hit the road in the morning.
All right, nice.
But it's going to rain till then. And we probably need it. So, Kelly, do you have a definite opinion on what should happen to an engagement ring? Guy proposes, gives his girl an engagement ring. She says yes. For whatever reason, 5-6 months later, something goes wrong. They break up. What should happen to the engagement ring?
It goes back to the person who gave it.
It does.
100%. I have, and unless the person who gave the ring said, "You keep it. I want you to keep it."
Okay.
Unless that is specified that you should return the ring if the marriage didn't happen.
So if he says, "I want the ring back," you give it back.
100%.
Okay.
There's no question
All
to
right.
me that that's the right thing to do.
I
would say it probably doesn't work out that way.
No, not everybody likes to do the right thing. In fact, we heard Jennifer Lopez has $21 million worth of engagement rings that she kept. She kept them all. That's insane to me.
That's like a hoarding situation at this point.
Well, maybe that's why she keeps getting engaged. I don't know. Can I get another one? This is an investment to get engaged.
Wow.
But
well, good for her.
I'm with you. I mean, I don't understand because I always looked at it as you ask somebody to marry you, and they say yes. You give them the ring, but that's kind of an oral contract, right? An oral agreement. It's a vow, and it comes with a condition of getting married. Because if you accept the ring, you're accepting basically a contract. We're going to get married. So if you bow out of the contract, you have to give back the ring.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't. I mean, I suppose there are women out there like, yes, I'm selling this, but I don't know, man. You may want to not do that right away and check with a lawyer first, because a man in Massachusetts is suing his ex-fiancée for a ring that she still had after they split up, and she wouldn't give it back. Here's a report from CBS Mornings.
Bruce Johnson bought a $70,000 Tiffany ring for Caroline Satino, but then during the engagement, things happened, and he says she might have been cheating on him. He ended the relationship. He also says she called him a moron. After that, he sues her, saying, I'm going to need that ring back. Now, normally at this point, the courts in Massachusetts would try to figure out who's at blame, at fault for the relationship failing, and then the ring would go to the winner of that fight.
Wow.
But on Friday, in Massachusetts, the Supreme Court said no, the ring should go to the buyer, calling it a gift that, quote, is inherently conditioned on the subsequent marriage. So,
right.
Huh.
So the Supreme Court has set a precedent.
Okay.
So, yeah, you get engaged and then you break up. Don't go selling that ring right away, because you might have to fork over some cash in that situation. And not what you sold it for, what he paid for it.
I kind of like the idea of whoever calls it off, the other person gets the ring. Maybe whoever, because it is a gift.
Well,
you have
okay.
given a gift over to somebody. You haven't been like, all right, here you go.
Is it a gift or is it an agreement?
I think it's a gift. A gift with an agreement.
Well, that's what I mean. Isn't it conditional?
I suppose. But I guess you could make a case for it. It's like, well, you gave me this ring and then you went and cheated on me, so why do I have to give up the ring?
Well, and that's what the initial court in Massachusetts sounds like they ruled, although he accused her of cheating, but now, with what you're talking about doing, now he has to prove it. You know what I mean? You say whoever called it off, whoever.
I guess I'm just thinking personally, not in a courtroom setting. Like, if you cheated. If you cheated, the other person gets to keep the ring.
Yeah, but if you can say, well, no, I didn't, so he's lying and making up stories about me, so I'm keeping the ring.
Wanting to keep a gift from somebody who doesn't want to marry me.
Well, I think you're going to sell
back.
it. I think you're going to sell it.
I don't need it. I don't need your money. I don't need your diamond. I don't need anything. If you don't want to get married, then fine. Here you go. Let's split up.
This was a $70,000 ring.
I don't need
this
it.
Guy had. So
you're not getting $70,000 at the pawn shop. I can tell you that.
Well, no, but you're going to get. You're going to get a big chunk of money for it. I mean, you could go sell it at a jewelry store and get at least half of it.
I suppose.
If it's worth $70,000, you can get. I mean, do you care if you're not getting married? Oh, you'll give me $30,000. Okay.
Yeah,
you're not going to turn that
mad.
down. Right?
Yeah, I get it.
But no, I just think it should go back if the relationship doesn't work out for whatever, and no marriage happens. Then the engagement has been called off, then the ring should go back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess, what do you guys think out there? I'm just curious. Has this happened to you? Have you been in this situation before? I'll bet there are people out there who have been in this situation. Did you have to go through legal channels to get it back?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Bruce Johnson bought a $70,000 Tiffany ring for Caroline Satino, but then during the engagement, things happened, and he says she might have been cheating on him. He ended the relationship. He also says she called him a moron. After that, he sues her, saying, I'm going to need that ring back. Now, normally at this point, the courts in Massachusetts would try to figure out who's at blame, at fault for the relationship failing, and then the ring would go to the winner of that fight.
Wow.
But on Friday, in Massachusetts, the Supreme Court said no, the ring should go to the buyer, calling it a gift that, quote, is inherently conditioned on the subsequent marriage. So,
yeah, Caroline Satino.
The Massachusetts Supreme Court has spoken. Hand over the ring.
I love where he says she called him a moron, huh?
It is sort of a conditional gift. I'm going to say that. And I do think you should return it. But people are saying, look, I spent a ton of money. Jessica, for instance, says, I keep the 2-carat diamond ring, or he gives me back the thousands I spent in our relationship and the house I gave up that I was renting to move in with him and the money back for all my stuff I sold to merge lives with him just for him to cheat on me not even 2 months later. So she's like, I'll take the ring, thank you. So I guess some people have like special circumstances where, and plus you're super hot under the collar, really, when you're breaking up.
Right. I'm just saying, the court may not see it that way.
Yeah, just, is he fighting you for it, Jessica?
Right.
Or did he say, yeah, you're right?
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Because, the stuff that you did, I understand the sacrifices you made, and I'm not saying you're wrong in that maybe, in your situation, you deserve that ring.
You're talking legally.
But the court may see it as, well, that none of that stuff had any agreement tied to it.
Carl says he broke up with his fiance. He got the ring back, took it to a pawn shop, traded it for a crossbow tree stand for deer hunting and a fish finder for the boat, and forgot all about her.
Yeah, there you go, man. That sounds like something I would do.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Where did it go? Darn it, I lost it. Somebody said, what if you were already married and then she cheated on me? Shouldn't I get the ring back even though we did get married? Well, anything like that, that's part of the divorce lawsuit. That's why you sue for divorce and you specify, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this.
Katie has had both situations. She said she was engaged once, they broke up, she gave the ring back, but she was also married for a brief time, had been cheated on and got subsequently divorced. I sold the ring. So I don't know. I think you're well within your rights. You followed through on the marriage, Katie. That ring's yours to do with what you want.
Unless he cheated, if he wants to give my time and money back I invested into him, then sure, I'll give it back. Well, both of you invested time and money into this. In most cases, you both, you both were in the relationship.
Right, but if he ended it, she's like, well, let me just even this out a little bit with my big old fancy ring.
Well, Keith said that too. He said if he's the one ending it, that's too bad for him. She keeps it. If she's leaving him, it goes back to him. Again, marriage didn't happen, so the court may see it a different way, obviously. At least the Supreme Court, in this case, in Massachusetts. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between feelings and what's legal, but...
Rogan said Kelly's definitely keeping a $70,000 engagement ring.
I don't know about that. Maybe. I've never been in a situation where I've been engaged and had a terrible breakup, so right. You may be right. I don't know.
Doug said my wife's first husband gave her a ring out of a vending machine. LOL. I wonder why they got divorced.
To me, it's just sort of a sentimental gesture, though, isn't it? I'm not thinking like how much is my... Well, that's just because my relationship worked out, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's...
there are girls out there that want to show that ring off, and if they didn't get a quality ring, they may not be into it. That happens. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Well,
there are a lot of old men who trade their wives in for younger models, so we're all doing bad things out there, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've only been married once, and I'm still married.
Same.
We always tell each other, you understand, this is until death do us part.
That sounds like a threat.
We just make sure each other understands that. It's till death do us part. That's how we say it to each other, too. It's just a long-going joke between us, but not really a joke, So, all right, well, let's see. Captain Redbeard said, long story short, not a ring, but similar circumstances. My ex-girlfriend gave me a down payment on a vehicle that she primarily drove and bought windows for my house, but I caught her cheating on me in my own house. Now the things she had paid for turned into a loan. Well, I kind of understand that.
Yeah. Well...
Yeah,
I don't know.
We got a lot
Ends of relationships are very tricky and emotional. So,
and we got a lot of differing opinions. And again, what got me was that the Supreme Court stepped into this and
Massachusetts Supreme
Court,
yeah.
right. So I feel like it would probably fall that way in most of them.
It might.
So just keep that in mind. If your relationship ends and you've got the ring and you run out and sell it, you might have to pay that money back in the end if it goes that far.
And now. The 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, Amazon is really darn sick of Shein and Temu taking up all the business. So Amazon has launched a low-cost online storefront featuring electronics, apparel, and other products priced at under $20. And it is all to compete with those discount retailers like Shein and Temu.
We don't want Jeff Bezos to go hungry, Kelly.
So right, that's right. So the new it's called Amazon Haul, HAUL. The Amazon Haul storefront will mostly feature products that cost less than $10 and will offer free delivery on orders over $25. Amazon plans to ship these products to the U.S. From a warehouse it operates in China, and you can expect your Amazon Haul orders to take 1 to 2 weeks for delivery.
All right.
So there you go.
Okay.
Full House star Dave Coulier says he's battling cancer. The 65-year-old says it's stage 3 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, with doctors telling him his curability rate is likely upwards of 90%. Mike Tyson apparently was not in the mood for talking in the final news conference before the 58-year-old former heavyweight champ faces YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul. Tyson had pretty terse answers for all the questions he was asked last night. Of course, tomorrow night he's fighting Jake Paul, who's 31 years younger than him, at the home of the NFL's Dallas Cowboys.
Is the old Mike back? Is vintage Mike back? Let us know.
Are you talking to me right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm back, yeah.
You're the star.
I'm just happy to be here. I love you, too. Thank you.
Why is he manufactured and why are you for real?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you can expand on that. I mean, can you give me...
It's just what I said.
It's just that, all right. That's cool. A big story, a big part of your history, of course, your first trainer, the late, great Cus D'Amato. What do you think he would say of this spectacle going down on Friday?
He'd be very happy.
What do you think he would tell you about how to beat Jake Paul?
He would be very happy.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Did he not hear?
Jake, dare I ask, what do you make of Mike's demeanor tonight?
Man, I just, there's a lot of talk online saying you're going to kill me, and it just, nothing in person. It's, I don't know. It's pretty boring.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, so when he said a lot of talk online, did he say like Mike was saying it online?
I don't know. I guess, really, I feel like Mike Tyson was like, you are not important enough for me to bother with at this. I'm only doing this press conference because I'm being paid.
Right. Maybe.
And I mean, this is part of the deal, I guess, for the fight to do this press conference. Mm-hmm. But I can't be bothered with you. You are a gnat to me. That's kind of what Mike Tyson's attitude felt like. And, Jake Paul was like, whoa, you're boring.
Yeah, it's weird, because, usually these Friday night pressers before a big fight, they're all hyped up and everything because they're trying to sell pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Because anybody who's going to the fight, at this point, they're there.
Right.
It's tomorrow night there. It's not like anybody's, let me go run out and get a hotel room and a plane ticket.
But you could get a Netflix subscription.
Well, I know, but there's no pay-per-view. If you have Netflix, it's not like, so it's not like you're generating people to go spend a ton of money just on the fight. They've got a set amount from Netflix. Maybe that's why it's just not that big a deal for them. I don't know.
Maybe. But there was a real lack of energy, wasn't there?
I know. I wonder...
this seems like one of the more boring boxing press conferences I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm wondering what ticket sales are like, because this thing's in Jerry World down in Dallas at AT&T Stadium. So, that's... I don't know how much Netflix paid them, but any other money's coming from seats because there's no pay-per-view on this.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I wonder how many people will be at the fight. Maybe they didn't sell out of tickets, so that's why he doesn't sound very, I don't know.
I don't know. Now, it was supposed to happen back in July. Remember, Mike Tyson got really sick. Yeah. He had an ulcer and all that, so they had to postpone it to tomorrow.
Right.
But, I don't know. I felt like, and I told you long ago, I don't think this fight's ever going to happen. Obviously, it is going to happen now, but it just doesn't even sound like Mike Tyson's into it. He's like,
I know.
Why am I doing this?
But I've watched his training videos, and he looks so fast.
Yeah.
That's what got me, is how fast he looks training in these videos.
Is this just like a one-round type situation here?
Oh, no.
No?
I think I want to say 8.
No, does it last one round? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I hope he knocks him out in one round. That would be awesome. I hope it doesn't, but I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I know it's a regular boxing match, but does it last one round?
Oh, I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, based on what I see, Tyson's much older, but I mean, watching how fast he is, and I know how strong he hits, and I know he's older, but I'm telling you, he hits you the right way, you're going down.
Yep.
Because that guy, man, he's got some just superpower. At least he always did. But yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to watch it.
Yep. All right. Those are your 3 things.